Hi everybody. So usually when I do writing updates and stuff like that, it usually has to do with my book and how I'm trying to get that published. And I'm still doing that. I am taking just a little bit of a break so that I can break down the word counts or like chapters or things like that and figure out how many I need to do each day in November to be able to get it done by the end of November. So because I'm kind of still working that out, I haven't done any edits on my book yet, but I will probably be starting that next week. But for today, I figured I do lots of other writing besides my novel stuff. I do post a lot on my Patreon and things like that. So I was actually going to talk about what I'm doing today and kind of like one of the perks of being a patron on my Patreon. So one of the perks is that I've started doing flash fiction once a month. So flash fiction is like a short story, but it's 70 or 750 words or less. And I started doing that because it makes it a little easier to edit, it makes it a little easier to get it done in a month on top of, doing the pottery and the novel and all that stuff. I found that the flash fiction just works best for me, and what I usually do at the beginning of the month is I will post a poll, and it will have a character, an object, and a genre. And so for those things, I usually have a poll that has a bunch of different options, and then my patrons vote on which they would like me to do a flash fiction about. So my options this month were my character was a gardener, the object was a hand mirror, and the genre is a fairy tale fantasy. That was one of the options on the poll. Another option was the character was a pianist, the object was a teacup, and the genre was steampunk. And then the third option on the poll was the character was a goblin, the object was a camera, and the genre was portal fantasy. And so we're going with the character being the gardener, the object being a hand mirror, and the genre being a fairy tale fantasy. Today, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna see if we can get that story done, see if I can keep it under 750 words. I kind of already have an idea. I feel like because it's a fairy tale fantasy, I have to go the talking mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, Snow White vibes kind of thing. So that's kind of the angle I'm going with her finding this hand mirror. I am a little bit inspired by The 10th Kingdom, if you've ever watched that. Major fairy tale vibes. So that's kind of the angle I'm going with, because they do have some mirrors that actually interact and talk with the characters, and that's kind of what I want to do for this particular flash fiction. And I'm hoping to get it done today, if I can manage it, just because it still needs to get edited and like have somebody read over it. Like I said in my other earlier videos, punctuation, grammar, things like that are not my strong suit. I am a horrible speller and not so great at any of that kind of stuff. So I do maybe possibly go overboard with my editing. I run it through an editing program. I edit myself. I give it to somebody to edit, just so that I can find at least as many of the mistakes as I can. I mean, with writing, you're always going to have a mistake that you missed or things like that, but we try to get it as close to final draft as we can. So I want to be able to give myself enough time to do that as well. So what we're going to be doing is just going to try to get the 750 words done today. So, update, I got the flash fiction done. I ended up getting 612 words, and I think I'm going to be getting it up next week. That way I have enough time to go through it and edit it, and then I can get a second pair of eyes on this and edit it, and then post it next week. So by the time this video comes out, it'll probably be up for reading. And I think it's funny. I like it. It's not my favorite I've written, but it is definitely a funny one. I don't mind it. It was kind of, It's always fun to do like old school fairy tale inspired retellings of, you know, old magical objects, things like that. It was kind of fun to do. And then of course we've got all the stuff that's going on in the studio with all the pottery and stuff. Currently they're all still wet, they're not trimmable, so I do need to probably wait another couple of days before I can get back in the studio and start trimming bump cups and adding handles and all that. But I will keep you updated, and that's where we're at for today. So in case you couldn't tell, I'm in my studio. Actually, I did wear like a couple of layers. I got my hat on, so I'm hoping I can get some stuff done. I'm just kind of debating because I do have like a business meeting in between like the pottery stuff I need to do today, so I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. So if I do the trimming now and maybe make some Christmas ornaments, I think that'll work better. I'll do that because it's supposed to be warmer today. It's kind of why I picked today for the studio. It's supposed to be like the highest temperature this week today. It just hasn't gotten there yet. It does take a while for everything to warm up and stuff. So I think we're just gonna do some trimming. I've got some of the bump cups, not all of them that I threw last week. About 6 of them. Well, I should say 5 of them and a mug got done. Yeah, so we'll trim those, and I'll probably pull a handle for the mugs. I do know ornaments sell really well at From Here, so I am going to be making more of those. And I kind of had this really cool idea. I feel bad that I'm not going to be able to offer it online because I feel like a lot of my social media people would get a kick out of it. But one of the things I was thinking about doing was making ornaments from all the previous collections I've done, like all the other story collections I've done, and just kind of make like ornaments that have, you know, Alice in Wonderland vibes, or you know, the Snow Queen, or, you know, any of the other stories that I've done. that, you know, that they would kind of represent that, and just do a couple of those. And I'd probably do a couple regular ones too. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like throwback Christmas ornaments to like previous collections I've done. And I don't think it would be too much effort, because mostly it will just be like sgraffito and me like carving and painting and stuff like that, which isn't too hard. And ornaments are pretty easy to make. They don't require you to throw. I usually just hand build them. I have thrown ornaments before, and I think I'm going to take those to From Here as well. I'm not sure if they'll sell very well because they're super heavy, so I feel like I'm not sure that a tree branch would hold it up super well. I mean, maybe if you had a fake tree, I don't know. They are kind of heavy because it was my first time making them, but I don't know. Maybe we'll take them and see how they do it from here. That's kind of where we're at, so I'm just going to be doing some trimming, making some ornaments, and then after my business meeting, I'll come back and do some throwing probably. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Alright, so I've got everything trimmed. I got some handles pulled. So it is just way too cold. Like, my hands are like bright red, and that is just from pulling handles. So I don't think throwing's gonna happen today. I think I'm just gonna have to break down and actually go to Clay Connection to throw, because you know they have heat and it's just looking really cold this week. So these are gonna get put somewhere inside so they don't freeze or have any issues, especially because the handles right there are super wet. So I usually just take them inside. I also like to pair the handles with the mug, and that kind of tries that in the damp box kind of keeps them about the same dryness, or helps them, the handles dry a little faster, the mug dry a little slower, so that I can put them together. Usually takes a day, if not two, especially in the winter. It takes longer for them to dry out, but I'd rather, especially with the bee mix that I use, the clay I use is very persnickety, so they really need to be like as close to the same dryness as they can be when you attach them. So that's what we're going to be doing, is just waiting for these to dry, attaching the handles when they're ready, and then probably I hope like this weekend, maybe Saturday, I can get into clay connection and throw a little bit, because I've got some other work stuff and things on Thursday and Friday, so I'm not going to be able to get in then. But maybe like Saturday we can get in there and throw some. Sometimes you just gotta know when to call it quits and when your body's just telling you need to be done. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. And that's okay too, because I've got a business call, and I don't know how long it'll take, so it probably worked out for the best. I'll just make a plan to go into clay connection maybe like Saturday and do some throwing there. So yeah. So yeah, that's what we're looking at today. That's what it looks like, and I'm gonna end the vlog there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you, I don't know, had fun watching. Maybe got your own art done while I was doing my art. I don't know. But whatever it was, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.